I'm going to show you some corrective rehabilitation exercises known to help improve the function and movement of not just the spine, but several areas of the body. The first is fixed gaze. You can see that I'm keeping my head still while moving my thumb through 4 quadrants, right, up, down, and left, and I'm using my eyes to follow my thumb. Eyes have a close relationship to parts of the cervical spine, so making sure that you're capable of doing this, very, very important. Next up, I'm going to follow my thumb with my head and my eyes, both left and right, going on a 45-degree angle. And I would spend, again, 20 to 25 seconds doing each of these on both sides. Next up is overhead presses. Really getting the shoulder blades back and then all the way up, reaching as far as you can. This is great spinal hygiene, just taking those scapula through their normal range of motion. Muscles that attach to the scapula usually on the other end attached to parts of the spine, so making sure that that is functional is great. And then band pull aparts. You just need a resistance band. You're going to take that band and pull it apart as far as you can. And again, I'm breezing through these, that you would want to spend a considerable amount of time, especially if some were difficult. Really pulling those shoulder blades back like you're squeezing something between the mid-back and the shoulder blades there. Next up is thoracic extension. On all fours, placing my hand behind my head, bending that elbow, trying not to rotate the lower back, really just rotating the mid and upper back here is a great exercise, especially if you sit at a desk. Next up is bird dogs. Opposite hand, opposite leg at the same time. This helps engage the stabilizing muscles of the spine, and something that almost everybody can benefit from. And again, 20 to 25 seconds or 10 to 15 repetitions on both sides is what I would do here. Next up is side plank. Starting from the easiest position on your elbow, one arm down your side, raising up using the obliques there. More difficult position will be getting on your hand, raising up, and if you feel up to it, you can raise one hand, raise one leg, and go into an advanced side plank position from there. Next up is working our way through the cobra stretch, starting with just the upper body and slowly moving into the entire upper body. This is great for low back extension. Next, doing mini Superman with just the upper body and then moving into a full Superman, a little bit more difficult than it appears. A great exercise for the low back and extension, especially for disc issues. Next up is what's known as pencil crusher. I'm taking the small of my back as if there were a pencil and crushing the pencil against the floor. Taking the small of your back and pushing it flat against the floor, known as pencil crusher. Holding on to that position, we're then going to move into dead bug, raising both legs to 90 degrees, keeping the small of the back flat on the floor. You're going to slowly raise or lower one heel to the ground, followed by the other heel. And again, doing this 20 to 25 seconds or 10 to 15 repetitions on both sides, really focusing on making sure the small of the back remains flat against the floor. And then moving into hip bridges or glute extensions, just simply bridging my hips up. I'm going to hold and squeeze. That squeeze can really make this an effective exercise to do. If you want an advanced way to do this, you're going to go into single leg hip bridge, just raising one leg straight towards the ceiling and then continuing to do the same movement. Again, I would do 20 to 25 seconds on both sides, 10 to 15 repetitions on both sides. Next up is cervical retraction. So we're letting gravity hold our head forward, and then we're simply going to bring the chin straight back. We're not tucking our chin, we're bringing our chin straight towards our spine or straight towards the ceiling in this case, known as cervical retraction. Extremely beneficial to do. And then last is cervical extension. You'll need a bench or a series of chairs as I've got here. You're just going to let gravity slowly pull your head towards the floor. We need to be able to work up to 20 to 25 seconds on this as well. And then when you're getting up, use your hands to assist the spine.